Ladies, welcome to have breakfast with me today. I am going to talk about hotel breakfast etiquette. Etiquette is a very important topic. There will be loads of more etiquette videos on my channel, and if you are somebody who are looking into doing a transformation, I do offer an online training program for women who want to become more elegant, sophisticated, and learn the skills of high society. Visit schoolofaffluence.com to find out more. Okay, ladies, so we are at a hotel and we have two options. We can have breakfast either in our room or we can have breakfast downstairs. Usually it's a buffet style breakfast. Now, which one should we usually opt for? I know people are different. Some are morning people and like to go downstairs. That is me. I love going downstairs for breakfast because I love seeing the variety of foods and kind of absorb the morning buzz a little bit. But there are people who do not like that type of thing, who are more slow awakening up type of people, and they need their time in the morning and they might not necessarily want to face people the first thing when they wake up. So those people might order room service instead. I personally tend to alternate. Sometimes room service if I'm a bit lazy, and sometimes I go downstairs if I feel up for it. But I first want to start talking a little bit about room service etiquette. So how does it work when you order room service in a 5-star hotel? Well, I think actually works even in 4 and 3-star hotel. Well, I don't know. Do they have room service? Anyway, in 5-star hotels, they do have room service. You order your breakfast either the same morning, or what I personally prefer doing is to fill in that little paper thing and hang on your door with your breakfast request, and then you just get it at an expected time in the morning. Now, when the breakfast arrives, somebody comes with it, and there's usually a little bit of etiquette around that. First of all, make sure that when you open the door, you are dressed decent. I feel sometimes sorry for the people who come and with all the room service things, because I'm sure they get to see all kinds of crazy things and uncomfortable situations. And having good manners is about putting other people at ease and respect other people and not make them feel awkward. So for that reason, make sure you're dressed, make sure, things are in order and your boyfriend is also decent. And I personally think it's really nice, even if you're a woman, to hold up the door for the person who comes in with a massive tray or the trolley or the table, whatever it is that they come in with, because their job is not necessarily always easy. So offer them a helping hand, even though they're there to serve you. I usually like to ask pretty much immediately for the bill to sign. Usually you need to leave a signature. What happens is that when the person comes in with all the items, he starts preparing everything, kind of unpacking and setting the table for you. And I personally think it's a little bit awkward just standing there and watching that person do that. So instead of having that awkwardness, just start signing the bill and maybe do something else meanwhile, so that there isn't this kind of stiff, uncomfortable moment. Don't forget, when the person leaves, you say thank you. Now let's talk about buffet breakfast etiquette, because when you go downstairs and join the buffet, there are many do's and don'ts to think about, and it's all about consideration for other people and, of course, behave like a true lady that you really are. Number one, one of the most important things that I really think you all ladies should start implementing, it is do not go greedy just because it is a buffet. I know when you see all these amazing foods, you kind of just want to eat everything in there, but really it does not look elegant when a woman is carrying loads of plates covered like this with food. Everything is just mixed and she is going for thirds and 4 rounds, and that's not very elegant. So when you are there to choose food, make sure that you respect the cues, that there are people behind you, that you're not standing there in front of each dish choosing forever, and then you have to take that particular food that is underneath that food. No, you pick the one that is on top, and you make sure that you don't finish all of the foods, you leave something for the people behind you. Be conscious about these things. Also, also, when there are foods, like open foods like that standing around, make sure that you are not there coughing, sneezing, talking loudly, laughing, because bacteria from your mouth is coming onto all of these foods, and that's not hygienic. And when you go and take food, do not be greedy, ladies. We are not starving, and it's not elegant to take big portions. Go once, go twice, and let that be. And don't pile mountains on your plate. And when you are seated in the common area with other people, it is very important to think about that. It is morning, and you shouldn't be loud. You shouldn't be on your phone. You shouldn't be laughing or talking loudly. A lot of people are still half asleep, so please respect the fact that not everybody wants to listen to noise and so on. And lastly, when you take food from the buffet, only take the food that you will actually eat. One of the things I really don't like is when people are wasting food. It's okay if you are being served the food, then you can, not eat everything, but if you are serving yourself, ladies, you must always finish the food that you have served yourself. It's not okay to waste food. It's not good for our environment, our planet, and think about those people who are not as fortunate to eat as you are. All right, so let's talk about the actual eating part. Now, we always put our napkin on our lap. So first things first, what's elegant to eat as breakfast? I personally think like things like cereal, croissants, unhealthy things, heavy things, like English breakfast and pain au chocolat, not the healthiest options. I don't think that they are very elegant to eat as a woman in the morning. They're not even healthy for anybody, woman or man. So I personally say, like, if you want to eat breakfast, definitely eat something that you like and that you enjoy eating, but maybe you should, try and be a little bit healthy. Being healthy is definitely elegant, so focus on maybe having a vegetable or a fruit juice, eating some fruit, maybe having some eggs if you eat that, or if you eat dairy, you will have some cottage cheese or yogurt or granola perhaps. Those foods are a little bit more elegant. Now, when it comes to what order things should go in, now usually if you have served yourself juice, you will be starting with your juice. After you've had your juice, you can move on to some of the cold dishes. For instance, if you have some cereal, or maybe you have some bircher muesli, or maybe some yogurt or granola. Cold foods go before warm foods. I'm only saying this doesn't mean you have to eat all of them. I'm just saying if it happens that you are at a buffet or you are being served a continental breakfast and so on, and there are different types of foods, then you know in what order to start. It is quite a lot of food, and I'm not necessarily recommending you eating all of this. It is a little bit too much, but hey, on vacation sometimes we do indulge. So after cold food, we eat warm food like omelette or scrambled eggs or, well, English breakfast if that's your thing. So here is my omelette, but it looks a bit strange because it's been standing here while I've been recording. So I'm gonna put this away. Now, after your warm foods, you can have your fruits and everything that is sweet. If you want to have that croissant, now is the time, and now is also a good time to have your coffee or tea. I wouldn't suggest having your coffee while you're in the process of eating your cold foods or warm foods, because that just doesn't go well. Have your tea and your coffee towards the end of the breakfast when you have something sweet with. Now, a question to you, my ladies. What do you eat for breakfast? I'm really curious. I personally do not eat breakfast actually, because I follow intermittent fasting. However, I do like to eat a little bit of breakfast sometimes when I am on holiday in nice 5-star hotels, because usually the breakfast is quite good. I hope you enjoyed this video, my dear elegant ladies. Don't forget that life is an ongoing transformation, and transformation never stops. But what's good with transformation is that it rewards us, and the more we invest in ourselves, the more benefits we tend to reap afterwards. So keep that in mind, and I will see you in the next video.